Now about the environment. They are having a meeting on environment. That too is only solved through spirit. All environment problems can be solved only spiritual if you have spiritual ascent. Otherwise you cannot. You try anything, it's like patching up the sky. See now, it's a very deep-rooted thing that we don't understand, that spirit is the most practical thing. You see, we think spirit, we think it's like a drunkard. No? Spiritual man is a cult. He's a drunkard. He's most abnormal. It's funny. Either he hits people or runs away from them. This is the idea we have got about a spiritual person. But just see, you are spiritual. You will find it impossible to use plastics after some time. Because you will know that the plastics give you horrid vibrations. After some time, you will find it repulsive. It's all right to sit in a train for a while on a plastic coach, but to sit in your house on a plastic all the time would be horrible, and to wear a plastic coat all the time, our body will refuse. So when people will be spiritually awakened, they'll give up all these nonsensical things. So they may say, then what will happen to the machines? Now machines are for us, we are not for the machines. This is another concept, is whatever create is for us, and we are not for that. Alright, doesn't matter. Nothing will go wrong with the machines. Machines should be used for anything that is a public work. Like for your motor cars, for your trains, trams, all public work which is outside. For houses at the most, you can use machines. But for personal things, you must use handmade things. For spiritual people would like to wear something that is handmade or real. When I can't wear a nylon sari, not that I am very fussy about it, but I just can't wear. After some time, if I do not take out my socks, which are only nylon, what to do? My vibrations get jammed completely. So you won't be able to wear next to your skin, near your body, eating your food, everything in plastics, cooking in plastics. I mean, it's too much. Thank God, cooking I don't think is possible, isn't it? But aluminium is another thing. It's very bad. Aluminium you won't be able to use. You will either try copper or brass things. Now handmade things will have, because they are made by hand, so they have vibrations, people would like to have handmade. It is a part. So by that you remove the disparity of the world. Developing countries can do handmade things. You cannot beat them with computers, can you? You go ahead mad with your computers. You will have to come back. Must understand the whole. If you don't understand the whole, this is what is happening. Like mad, computers going ahead. Where? Into the ditch? Into a big mountain. Now they have created big mountains of plastic. They don't know what to do with it. So, now with computer, what will they do? They'll create a greater mountains out of plastics. Maybe Himalaya might be created with the computer. So the developing countries should not try to follow these mad people on one side. They should develop their hand things and all that, because they'll have to come back. Now the handmade things in this country are so important and so expensive. You don't care whether it is pressed or not. But in India you have to take nylons, because nylons is a symbol of development. Not of overdevelopment perhaps, but of development. So they must take to nylons and plastics and to stainless steel and aluminium if possible. That's what we are doing. When you have less things, consumed like that, you use less things from your motherland. Because handmade, you cannot go on mad like a machine goes like a Rakshasa, eating away everything and producing more. It has to live like that. It is not economical. So when you have handmade things, you have more value for your things, you look after them better, you feel better, you are comfortable, and you need not be that smart, you see, machine made. That idea of smartness is going now. So the developing countries should also learn a lesson. They are going after you, they are running fast. They try to run faster, they cannot. Thank God, they cannot. But they should stick on to that side. You see, one part of the country has to do something, another part has to do something else. But you people have to look after the side of machines, all right. I mean, handmade things, what can you make? Some ceramics, I think. Apologies. Some apologies for that. You better do what you know better. And let them do what they can do better and share it. If this balance is established, there is no aggression. Unemployment can be solved. All the problems can be solved if you take to handmade things. We should take to handmade things. As far as possible, Sahajogis should use handmade things. I mean, not the cars, but for their personal use. Even I would say soaps that you use are horrid. The soaps that you get in England are not meant for your skins at all, for Sahajogis. I can't bear them. What you have to is natural soaps that you get from any country if you like, but natural soaps, which come from natural oils. Foods also, natural food you must eat, more natural food than artificial. All that will give you a better living, and that is called as alternative. All right, that's alternative is important. But that doesn't mean you go on a bullock cart. You can export your trains to India or your cars to India and get khadi from there. All right? Mutual understanding. Because we are part and parcel of one whole. And we just cannot exist by our only growth, because then we become malignant, you see. One cell eats another. You have to, if you have a machinery, you have to eat other. Because you produce so much, you must find markets for them, you must supply them, you must send over, then you must have other countries to exploit them. People have tremendous respect for Mahatma Gandhi, but I don't know if people understand what he said about machinery. That doesn't mean the people who are doing machine work should give up by any chance. But some of them they can close down. For example, plastic toys for children is horrifying. You can't even get wood toys now, nothing, just plastic, they're touching plastic. I mean, imagine you cannot feel any plastic. So, this is what a sane Sahajogi has to understand. That's how you can solve the problem of environment also. Thank God, somehow with your affluence and too much of machinery, all the Western people, I'm happy to know, even in Portugal, realize the value of handmade. But in India, if you offer somebody in a handmade thing, they say, oh God, they have no money. But stainless steel, great. In a stainless steel glass, they'll give you tea. You see, it's very big. If you give it in a ceramic, what this? Village craft. They have to be told. But if you create a demand, they'll be all right. They'll look after their handmade thing. And here you can't do much. I've seen, you see, that neatness, that deftness is not there. That's lacking now. You lost it. Very few people have that left in them. Even if they have to cut one coat with their hands, they cannot do it. They have to use a machine which cuts 25 coats at a time. Then this problem of you have to have a figure Exactly, because these only can fit certain figures. You can't have your own independent figure. This is all machine-like stuff, you see. You all must have that figure, otherwise it doesn't fit in. So that is an ideal figure. So everybody works out for that. See, there's a new machinery comes up, you see, for that kind of a thing. The new styles they come up. It's such an artificial thing. All man-made, artificial. From your democracy, your politics, to your economics, to all your so-called ideas of creativity, everything becomes so artificial. Now people can't paint. What they paint, if you see, you are just aghast, you don't know what is this supposed to be. And it is supposed to be this, but it looks, there's a hand, isn't it? Can't you see that? Yes, I can. It's a little bit showy. They can't do anything. We can't have Shakespeare. We can't have Gagi. We can't have anyone of that time. We can't have the Abraham Lincoln. We can have only machines, you see, bolts and nuts fitted nicely. You fixed, you are fixed, you are fixed, you are fixed. Everybody fixed nicely. Where will this brain go? Where will this heart go? What will it do then? It cannot collapse. I mean, as long as you are existing, the heart has to beat. So all this artificiality has to be overcome by surgeries. The responsibility is so great. Such a big building you have to bear on your shoulders. And the foundation stones have to get up in the morning. To be chiseled out properly. So I end up my lecture today. May God bless. Now, put your left hand towards me, comfortably. Put your feet apart from each other. And now, put your right hand on your heart and close your eyes. Here you have to ask me a very important question. In your heart, you ask me a question as you would ask a computer. You can call me Shri Mataji or Mother, whatever you like. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question. In your heart, not loudly. 3 times, ask in your heart, not loudly. Mother, am I the spirit? You have to only ask in your heart. If you are the spirit, you become your own guide, you become your own master, you become your own guru. So now take down your right hand into the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. And here you have to ask another question 3 times, not loudly, in your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? Ask this question 3 times. Am I my own master? I have told you that I respect your freedom and the pure knowledge cannot be forced on you. So please take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen and say it 6 times, asking me, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. I cannot force on you. You have to ask in your free will. As soon as you ask for the pure knowledge, the Kundalini starts moving upward. So now we have to nourish the higher centers with our self-confidence. Raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen. Press it hard on the left hand side. And here with full confidence you have to say 10 times in your heart, not loudly. Mother, I am my own master. Please say this 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. I told you at the very outset that the greatest truth about you is that you are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not these conditionings, emotions, nor this ego, but you are the spirit, you are the pure spirit. So now raise your right hand onto your heart and ask here, or say with full confidence 12 times, Mother, I am the spirit. Just say it without any hesitation. Say it 12 times, please. For your information, you have to know that a divine power is the source of knowledge, is the ocean of knowledge, is the ocean of love. It is the ocean of peace and ocean of bliss. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness. So you cannot commit any mistake which cannot be dissolved by the power of this ocean of forgiveness. So please raise your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder. Push it back as much as possible and turn your head to your right. And with full confidence, please say 16 times. Full confidence in your heart. Mother, I am not guilty at all. All right? As I told you before, that you have to forgive everyone. And those who say it is difficult, they must know that it is a myth whether you forgive or don't forgive. But if you don't forgive, then you play into the wrong hands and get yourself tortured by yourself. So please forgive. In general, everyone, not counting how many people you have to forgive, what you have to forgive, but just say, by raising your hand and putting it on top of your forehead across, putting down your head as much as possible, resting on your hand. Please say, with an open heart, please say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Please say it. Please say, otherwise it is difficult later on for me. I have to clear out everybody's agya and it takes too much time then. So best is to say it from your heart. After all, you are not going to miss your self-realization for that. Now, take back your right hand on the back side of your head and put your head on it, resting on it, upward. Here you have to say for your own satisfaction, O Divine, if I have done any mistakes, please forgive me. But don't feel guilty. Don't count your mistakes, don't think about them. In general, you have to say, O Divine, please forgive me if I have done any mistakes or anything wrong, anything against you. Now, stretch your palm. Stretch your palm and put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Now, put down your head properly. And here, push back your fingers as far as possible. Please push back. This is very important. And now put a pressure on your scalp and move your scalp slowly 7 times clockwise. Here again, I respect your freedom and I cannot force self-realization on you. So here you have to say 7 times, bending your head properly and pressing it hard, moving 7 times. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please ask 7 times, please.